a storming bracket!
What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is obviously my review for the 1997 film Gattaca. So with Gattaca turning 25 this year, it gave me a pretty good excuse to finally sit down and review this film for you guys. Obviously, it would be spoiler-free. I hate spoilers personally, so I will be talking about just my thoughts, bit of history on the film, my history of the film in this review. So if you guys haven't seen Gattaca, you guys are in safe territory. So Gattaca, for those of you who don't know, it's, again, the 1997 science fiction film directed by Andrew Niccol. It's a film that, when it came out, really wasn't successful. In fact, it was the opposite. It was a box office bomb. It did manage to get one Oscar nomination, which is pretty cool. I believe it was for production design. But it's a film that just kind of went under the radar for a lot of people. And I think that it might have received slowly, I believe it was the 2000s, a cult following. You know, more and more people became aware of it. People that were more into, like, the cerebral science fiction side of things. You know, the ones that were kind of like, oh, I love Blade Runner and I love 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like, those kind of individuals. But just over time, it became more aware in terms of the science community. And the science community has pretty much said that it's a very accurate film in terms of how it deals with genetics. I don't know if everyone agrees with that are in the science community, but I know that from my teacher, my biology teacher in 10th grade, I remember he was talking about this movie about its accuracy, which is why we spent, I believe it was 3 class periods watching Gattaca. And obviously, I was 15 years old, it was nice to have an excuse in 2011 to just sit back for 3 periods and watch a movie. Even if it was a movie that, at the time, I really didn't like. I remember saying to myself, you know, why is this sex scene filmed, like, with the camera constantly moving? Why did this one character punch another character and it looks so fake? I didn't really like it. I mean, what can I say? Like, I thought it was also too slow, way too slow for my take. So I didn't like it. But the score was something I just couldn't get out of my mind. I really couldn't. It was something that years later I said to myself, let me revisit it. And I liked Gattaca more. Like, I think I gave it like a passing rating years down the line, like a 3 out of 5. And I thought that was going to be the last time I saw it. But then the pandemic happened. And pandemic, I was like going through film scores and I was listening to the Gattaca score, and I said to myself, I should really revisit this film, because when I was 15, I was more into like the whole action sci-fi. Like, I always liked sci-fi, but I was more into like Tron Legacy than per se like Blade Runner or 2001: A Space Odyssey. Now it's kind of the opposite. I still enjoy Tron Legacy for sure, but I love 2001: A Space Odyssey. I love Blade Runner. I love that cerebral sci-fi. So I wanted to revisit this film. So the library didn't have it, unfortunately, other than DVD, and I feel like a movie that is very based on visuals, such as Gattaca, again, it's a science fiction film, I should watch it on Blu-ray. So I bought it on Blu-ray. I said to myself, it's probably not going to come out in 4K, so I bought it on Blu-ray, and I loved it. I really liked it quite a bit. And then I hear the notification several months later that it's coming out in 4K. So yeah, I then bought it on 4K once it dropped down to $10. And I gotta say, I'm glad it came out in 4K because it's a great looking film. But this is also a film that it's really well done. Like, it's a film that the score isn't just great. You have the cinematography. It's got that like orange hue to it that really has a distinct look that I quite liked. Great performances. Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman, they're fantastic together. Jude Law. I mean, this is a film that is littered with great performances. And on top of that, great world building, too. And it's not even just the visual storytelling of the world building that's really well done. It's also the narration. I mean, you have Ethan Hawke doing such a great job with the narration. I mean, narration these days for me, it goes into 2 categories. It goes in the narration where it's like, oh, that was really well done, or oh, this is clearly where the directing really didn't know what they were doing, so probably in post-production they had to add it so that way audiences knew what was going on. But no, that's not the case at all. Like, it definitely complements the imagery in terms of Ethan Hawke's narration. Not only just the way that he acts during it, but just the dialogue in general is really quite strong. It's a film that is about the ideas more than the action, as I mentioned. Like, there really isn't that much action. As I mentioned, there was one scene where a character punches another, and I don't know why I thought that looked fake. I don't know why the sex scene I wasn't a fan of, because I do think that it is tastefully done. But more importantly, the emotional moments of this movie, like something like swimming, could just be so emotional, not only just because of the score, but just the characters. Like, you really get to know these characters and you really care about them. And I will say the arc of the lead character in particular, I thought was really quite effective. Again, go into this movie knowing as little as possible, because it is a film that if you know as little as possible, it's even more rewarding for sure. But if you have seen it before, maybe you weren't a big fan of it, I would definitely urge you to watch it again. The score alone makes it worth it, but the ideas, the storytelling, Ethan Hawke's performance, Uma Thurman, Jude Law, there's a lot to like about this film. And honestly, for me personally, Gattaca, I gotta say, it comes highly, highly recommended, and I will be giving Gattaca a... So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on Gattaca, if you guys liked it or not. Let me know in the comment section down below. And again, if you guys want to talk spoilers, comment section down below, but put a spoiler warning. And if you guys, again, haven't seen it for some reason, please check it out. But again, thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget the subscription, notification bell, follow me on Letterboxd, and I will catch you guys later.